The last time you ordered from a McDonald's kiosk, it probably felt simple. You walked up to a screen, you tapped a burger, maybe added fries, maybe upgraded the drink, and the whole thing felt like your choice. But here's the part most people never notice. The kiosk was not just taking your order, it was arranging your attention. It was deciding what you saw first. It was deciding when to ask you for more. And it was turning a simple food order into a carefully designed decision path. This is not just a digital menu, it is a machine built to make bigger choices feel natural. Before kiosks, ordering had friction. You stood in front of a person, you said your order out loud. There was pressure to decide quickly, and once you finished speaking, the order felt complete. But a kiosk removes that pressure. There is no cashier waiting, no awkward pause, just a screen that can keep showing options. Again and again. This is where the first trap begins. The screen does not show every item equally. Your eyes are pulled toward what is bigger, brighter, and easier to tap. Large images take priority. Combo meals look more complete. Premium items feel more visible than basic items. And before you compare prices, your attention has already been guided. This matters because your brain does not read a menu like a spreadsheet. It scans, it reacts, it follows visual shortcuts. If one item has a large image, clear placement, and a clean button, your brain treats it as more important. Not because it is better, but because the design made it easier to choose. That is the visual attention trap. The kiosk does not need to hide the cheaper option. It only needs to make the more profitable option feel obvious. Then comes the second trap, the combo trap. You may arrive thinking, I just want a burger. But the screen does not want you thinking in single items. It wants you thinking in meals. A burger alone feels incomplete. A burger with fries and a drink feels normal. And once the combo becomes the standard choice, the smaller order starts to feel like something is missing. This is powerful because humans do not judge value in isolation. We compare. A single item becomes the small option. A combo becomes the normal option. An upgraded combo becomes the better option. And suddenly, the question is no longer, do I want fries? The question becomes, which meal should I choose? That tiny shift matters, because now your brain is solving a different problem. You are no longer deciding whether to spend more. You are deciding which version of more feels reasonable. That is how a bigger order can feel like a better deal, even when you did not plan to buy it. But the strongest trap usually comes near the end. Checkout. By this point, you have already made several choices. You chose the item. You chose the size. You chose the drink. Maybe you customized something. Your brain has already spent energy making decisions. And right before payment, the kiosk asks one more question. Do you want to add this? Do you want to upgrade that? Do you want to complete the meal? This moment is not random. It happens when your resistance is lower. You are close to finishing. You can see the payment button. You just want the process to end, so a small extra item does not feel like a major decision. It feels like a tiny tap, a dessert, a sauce, an upgrade. Small additions do not feel expensive when they appear one at a time. One extra tap feels harmless. But across millions of customers, those tiny taps become enormous revenue. That is the checkout upsell trap. The screen waits until you are already committed. Then it asks for a little more. The important thing to understand is this. The kiosk is not controlling you like a robot. It is doing something more subtle. It is tilting the decision. A little more attention here, a little less friction there. A bigger image, a better placed button. A suggestion at the exact moment your brain wants to finish. Individually, these things look small, but together they create a path. And when a path is easy enough, Most people follow it without realizing the path was designed. So, how do you defend yourself? Decide before you touch the screen, before the images appear, before the combo is framed as normal, before the checkout screen asks for one more thing. Ask yourself one question: what did I actually come here to buy? If the answer is a burger, buy the burger. If you wanted a meal, buy the meal. But do not let the screen decide the size of your hunger. Do not confuse an easy tap with a real need. Because the trick is not that McDonald's forces you to spend more. The trick is that the machine makes the bigger order feel like your own idea. And once you see that, something changes. The screen still works. The upgrades still appear. But now you can see the system behind the menu. And the moment you see the system, it loses part of its power. This is mind rigged. See the system, break the loop,